So hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria Paino. I'm a business strategist for service-based providers. So it's quite hot, quite warm today. So that's not glow, it's sweat. So let's see what I can do today to record that. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the 3 main mistakes that I see clients make. Let me sip a bit of water actually. So good. Okay, so generally all my clients are coaches or solopreneurs. And here are the 3 main mistakes that I see. First one, they do not have a specific client. So generally their messaging is really open, so they attract different people. And sometimes it's not the people that they want to attract. So one of the keys that I say is, okay, so what type of client do you want to attract? Not only revenue wise, but what problems does she have? And how do these problems show up in their throughout the week? Because it's not the same that someone, cannot sleep at night because X, Y, and Z. It's not the same person, someone who cannot sleep because of their problems, to someone who worries about work maybe during the weekday, for example. So think about your current client, especially past clients that you love working with. So your ideal client is simply a past client that you love working with, and you need to adapt the messaging targeting this group of people. If you keep talking to everyone, no one will be attracted with your branding, your messaging. So it's really important that we talk directly to someone about their problems, how are they feeling. And as always, I always say the same, but people do not want to learn. First, they want to feel seen and understood, that you get how they are feeling right now and that you are the expert to help them. So that's key. Number 2, another problem that I see is that they don't have a client journey, basically. So someone comes inside their world and they do not know what to do with them. So maybe sometimes they send them a freebie, sometimes they move them to a sales calls. So they do not have like a path that's defined for them. So it's really important, if that's your case, to build a client journey. And a simple client journey is someone comes to my world, that means following me or inside my website, and I move them to a freebie. So something that I can offer them for free. It could be a checklist, it could be a quiz, it could be a masterclass, whatever you want, but that will create a client journey. So after they receive their freebie, the key here is they need to get to know you. So plan a 10 email sequence, and I have a resource for you. If you want a copy paste template, I will leave you the resource there for you. But it's really important that there's a note to sequence for them to get to know you. So after the freebie, I always recommend to have a 10 email sequence where they can learn who you are, your values, your personal story. Why do you work as a coach, as a mindset coach, as a strategy coach, whatever it is. Okay? And third problem that I see is that they are afraid to sell. Okay, so most of my clients are afraid to sell and they undercharge. So most of my clients, and maybe you need to increase your pricing. You know that. I think deep down you know that. The problem is that there's some fears around it. So that fear shows up with you undercharge. You do not talk about packages, you talk about sessions or things that are like one thing only. And you need to learn to retain and upsell. That's all my work. I talk about that you're leaving so much money on the table. That's especially my work, like finding money inside your current business. All of us are leaving money on the table because we don't know how to retain and upsell people. And that's the key, especially for service providers, if you provide a service. So have a look at that fear and see that by not upselling, by not retaining clients, you're struggling as a business owner. So that's the key. So first of all, define a niche or someone specific that you are talking to. Create a client journey. And again, if you want my 10 email sequence, I will leave the resource below for you. And third, you need to stop to be afraid to sell. We need to cure your fear of selling, and you need to learn to upsell and retain. Your past clients could be potentially new clients, and it's way easier, I promise you. So if that resonated, follow me for more, and if you want my contact, I will leave everything down below.